everybody? Welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say Yorian's still the best, Rob.
Yorian's still the best, Rob.
Smart man. Smart man. He's kind of wrong right now, though. Yeah.
I don't know why you would say that, Rob. It's pretty ill-informed.
Rob,
were you not paying attention?
We just talked about how Yorian's not very good right now, Rob.
Yeah, but I mean, I play Arena on my own too.
Okay, all right.
And I'm crushing in bronze with Yorian right now.
Are you? Oh yeah, all the way up to bronze 4. Let's go.
I think Rob might even be past that. He might be bronze 5.
Ooh. I always knew if you set your mind to it, Rob, you could do anything. Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and Rob will get his favorite questions sent over to us, and we'll do our best to answer them. So today, we are prepping not only you, but ourselves here for the Arena Open, which we will both be competing in. I am 1-1. Or 1 for 1 with the times playing Arena Open that I got the 7 wins on day 2. So I want to try to run it back. I really want to do it again. But mostly I just had a blast doing it. And now that they've added best of 3 for day 1, it's more my style. I've never really enjoyed best of 1. If you enjoy it, fine, awesome. I just personally think sideboarding is very interesting, and I love that mind game. So I'm glad we all get something we can do,
It's definitely a decision to make because not having any margin for error in the best of 3 set in day 1, having to go the full 4-0.
Yeah.
Even more of a reason to pick a deck that's very well rounded.
Yes.
Because you don't want to have a deck with really polarizing matchups and just be crossing your fingers not to run into your bad ones.
Agreed. And honestly, that seems like a flaw to me, just in the design, just having to win. I can imagine the next time they go like 5-1 or whatever, right? Like,
but then you have to raise the numbers for best of 1, and then it takes a while to get through day 1. So there's variables there. They want people to be able to get it done reasonably quickly, and maybe be able to re-up. Yeah. And that's going to increase their bottom line. So I see some of the struggles there with the variables, but I agree with you. I don't like the idea of having where the side I would prefer to play, like you, is best of 3, but I really don't like the idea of having to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to lose a couple of times with best of 1, I'm not even for sure I'm going to for sure play best of 3, but if I go 3-0, lose, then I'll be like, all right, forget this. I'm going to try some best of 1 with something, but I like the option regardless.
Yeah. No, it's definitely nice to have the option. Just a small quibble there.
Agreed. So this round, last round, we played just the best of the best, right? Like what we think are going to be Public Enemy number 1 and number 2 to expect, and if you want to play, absolutely. These are the more kind of metagame call decks that basically Yorian, held both of these decks under its bird serpent wings, holding it down. And now that Yorian is not as expected, I expect these decks to be doing okay. So the one I'm playing is mono red. Croaky's popularized this as of late, just like every other deck, of course.
That just goes without saying. He has built every deck for the last 2 years in Magic. Yeah. And popularized every single one. So we've just sort of stopped saying it. Yeah. But can we get a banner at the bottom of the screen, Rob? To just have that read?
I can work on that.
Can we just change both of our names to Croaky's as well? Just,
Croaky's Disciple number 1, Croaky's Disciple number 2?
Yes, I like that. All jokes aside, Croaky's does come up with some pretty cool lists, and this one is no exception. Mono red is something that we haven't seen a lot in this standard format since the bannings, even before the bannings.
I haven't seen it in quite a while.
When you see a new format, mono red is where you rush to because it's fast, it's proactive.
We sort of had that a couple years ago. We had that stretch where mono red was just really, really
winning
good.
every SCG week 1.
Red, and even a little bit beyond that, it was still good with Experimental Frenzy and a lot of stuff. And it really fell off for a while, but right now it looks pretty good. It still doesn't have great 1-drops, for
that's the
champion.
Big problem.
Yeah. But Robber the Rich is really good. Annex is really good. Phoenix of Ash is a great escape card to main deck. Yeah. In something like this, you're still the Embercleave Torbran deck. You got that powerful high end, and then the red removal is a lot better than I think it has been. Scorching Dragonfire looks really good right now against rogues. You're a little bit rough at dealing with the big green creatures, so that's where I worry a little bit with this deck. But if you can, find a way to be a little bit better against Lovestruck Beast, and I think the specific card, the Aquila War, is sort of the card. I think that's a really good find for these decks. Yeah. And if you're a mono red person who's not playing the Acroan War yet, you should be getting a lot of copies in your 75.
Agreed.
There's even a main deck copy in this list.
Main deck copy. We go up to 4 against the Gruul decks, and I like that. So I kind of like look down the matchups, and I'm like, okay, Gruul, you can compete, but Love Struck Beast has always been a problem. But Acroan War really helps. And for me, it's like black removal, Dimir Rogues and stuff like that. Black removal does not line up well against Annex, and Embercleave is still good against that. So I think that matchup's fine. It really is the Yorion decks with Skyclave Apparition being able to exile Annex, Glass Casket being unbeatable,
and cheap creatures, and then card advantage. That is just the recipe for success. Their curve was low enough that you didn't get to run them over. They had the removal to deal with your powerful threats, and then they pulled ahead in the late game.
Yeah.
And your Embercleaves are not nearly as good as Gruul's.
Nowhere. Yeah, nowhere near.
Your Embercleave's not closing the game.
And you don't get to be a great Henge deck, which is one of the best cards in Standard right now. So there's a price to pay for playing this deck, and we're going to see if it's good enough. But with Yorion on the decline, I think this is an option again. These are the 2 decks I would say that neither one of us are like saying, play this deck, it's awesome. These are more metagame shifts where if we are right about the metagame where Yorion is kind of just disappearing, then they could be good.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Yorion beats both of them pretty badly.
And then I'm going to be playing Rakdos midrange on the side of things. Tons of escape cards in the main deck, so that's where you're hammering the Rogues matchup.
Yeah, it had an 86% win rate in MPL and Rivals. That's insane.
And then black removal, card advantage, and Kroxa is a really good recipe for success against green decks. Your Kroxa is bigger than anything they're playing. Your removal matches up really well. Mire Triton is quite good in those matchups. Yeah. So a lot to like out of the Rakdos deck as well against those 2 top decks that you saw in match 1.
Yeah.
So really these 2 decks are targeting what you saw in the first match today. Yeah. Those are the decks we think are going to be most popular, and if they are, then these decks look to be well positioned.
And that's the thing, is well positioned normally applies when you're like playing a Swiss tournament, right? Because then eventually you get to a winner's metagame, and if you're at a GP, right? You day 2 with a deck that you beat the best 2 decks, and you have a good record going into day 2, you're licking your chops. You're like, this is going to be good. I'm going to play against these decks a lot. The Arena Open's a different story. It's not a winner's metagame, as I like to call it. So you still just play against random stuff all day. So that's what makes me worried. If it's just, we expect these 2 decks, and I have a deck that's good against them, I'm all over it. But then you look at Team Around's matchup, and you look at the Yorion matchup, and it's the most polarizing difference of you just barely can win versus you barely can lose. So it's a rough choice, but
you've got to be not only confident. Like, we're all confident that Gruul Adventures and Dimir Rogues are very good decks, and that they're going to win a lot of matches. But are we confident that they're going to be a huge portion of the metagame and not just 10 or 15%? Right? Are they going to be in that 20% range? And that's what you want to see to be playing these decks. It's gonna. You always want to be monitoring social media, being on the arena ladder, seeing what people are playing, and that gives you some sense of what people are going to play this weekend in the Arena Open. And if you get that sense and you like these decks, this could be a good weekend to jump on that train.
Totally agree. So before we get started, Rob, do you got a question for us from our lovely audience?
Not really a question, but I did have a comment from V. Kyle official. Said even the list my grandmother uses when grocery shopping is a Croaky's list.
Oh, wait, what? Sorry, say that again.
Said even the list my grandmother uses when she goes grocery shopping is a Croaky's list.
Oh, yes. That's the gold we need. That's the gold we need. Yeah,
I need
absolutely.
Some chicken, some milk, some haggis. There's going to be a lot of haggis on that list. And underrated food stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty tasty when it's prepared well.
I did actually hear this just in. I'm just getting word right now. America's Top 40, a very popular show that you hear on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a Croaky's list as well. Yeah.
Okay. I will be on the play.
Okay.
That's going to be our running joke for today, is just people come up with funny things that are now Croaky's list.
Yes. So please get your Croaky's list jokes in, and we're going to laugh at them on there.
Well, I have no lands.
Okay. My hand is perfect, so I'm in. Oh, yeah. This just looks clean and nice.
1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, Embercleave. Yay!
It's as easy as 1, 2, 7. Where's my Karn shirt?
Unfortunately, Embercleave never deals 7 damage.
That's true.
Maddie J33 wants to know, what's the word for a group of Kroxa?
What's the word for what?
A group of Kroxas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kroxas are Titans. So,
a Colosseum?
What is a collection of Titans? What would a collection of titans be? So the titans in Greek mythology were the people that ruled the earth before the Olympians.
Yep.
And they
Hercules and whatnot.
No, Hercules was a demigod.
Okay.
This is like Cronus and Rhea. Prometheus was a titan. He was punished by Cronus for giving the humans fire.
Yeah, that card sounds familiar. Is it like a 4/5 indestructible? You need like 7 blue cards to turn it on?
Prometheus inspired the card Chained to the Rocks.
Okay.
Because for giving the humans fire, he was chained to a mountain, and an eagle or a hawk, I can't remember which one, I think an eagle, would come by every day and eat his liver out.
Oh.
And being a titan, it would regrow after they were done, and that would happen every day.
Ross, this is a family show.
I'm just teaching them history.
Okay. Perfect.
What would the group of them be called?
It's got a lot deeper than I ever thought it was.
This really did get a lot deeper.
The Greek mythology is great.
Yeah.
Cronus, so Cronus defeated his father, Uranus, who's the first ruler, and when he did, Uranus told him that the same fate would befall him.
All right, Snipery has a good
paranoid.
one. It's a clash
of Titans. That makes sense. So Cronus was very paranoid about this prophecy, and so he ate all of his children.
Have you mulliganed to 5 by now? Or I've aged during this story.
So his wife Rhea couldn't bear to see a 6th child. He already swallowed 5. Be eaten, so she gave him a rock instead and smuggled the other child down to Earth, and he was raised on Crete by goats. This child is Zeus, and eventually came back, gave his father something to make him vomit up his now full-grown siblings, and that's what started the War of the Olympians, where they took over. And those 6 are the original Olympians. It's Zeus, Poseidon, Hades.
This seems like a perfect... Oh, all right.
So after they won the War of the Olympians...
Oh my God, play magic.
They rolled dice to divide up the universe, you see?
Sure.
And Hades lost the die rolls. That's why he got the underworld.
Man, I must be Hades then. I lose all the die rolls.
Okay. 6-card hand is very playable.
Okay.
And what card do I want to get rid of?
Are we still in match 2? I don't even remember anymore. Is it still Thursday, Rob?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
I think I want to get rid of one of the double black cards that could be tough to cast early. And I think it's got to be this one. As much as I love Rankle, it's just not very good against mono red.
I think that's a sin against you, or for you, is putting Rankle to the bottom.
Yeah, I really didn't want to do it.
All right, you're on the play.
So they rolled dice, you see.
Oh my God.
I'll leave that on top.
Can you cut his mic so I can at least not put our audience through it? All right, bang, take one.
19.
There were at least 3 people who liked it.
Okay.
At least 3. Probably more.
Well, you got your mom, dad, and closest friend in the chat.
I have 3 siblings. We can be up to 5 just with family.
Let's get real. Your siblings have heard enough from you, I'm sure, so...
They all are fine with Greek mythology. I will play Mario Triton, go to 21.
Okay.
A Croxa. That's ideal.
Croxa, lucky.
Fast turn.
Okay.
Don't have more Fervent Champions, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that is always good. Just pairing Fervent Champions here. Yeah. So
the second one is so good.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, nothing great here. But you definitely can't block. So
20. I am allowed to block.
You are allowed.
That'll be a legal play.
And I will just pass. There's no reason. I'm just gonna do this now. I'm for sure doing this. So pass to you.
Okay, I will play another Mire Triton.
Okay.
Go to 22.
Okay.
Mill 2 lands, and I will play a Palaka Caverns.
Mire Triton, quite nice against me, I must say. All right, especially with these stupid draws I keep getting. So you're close to Croxa, so I actually don't want to kill Mire Triton. You could just have a Fabled Passage to get it done anyways, but I might as well not give you the extra option, unless you want to just chump block here, and I think I'm fine with that.
Taking 3 from a Shadow Skull there?
Yeah, sorry.
Tried to just sneak that one in.
I sure did.
Notice?
I sure did. I was thinking my next play and almost got you. Let's go with a Phoenix, and we'll attack with both.
And I do have the option of chumping. I don't have a Fable Passage here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I can wait a turn on the Croxa, and I still have a fine play next turn. So I'll take 3, go to 19.
Okay, pass to you. Yeah, not great. When you get your attacks in, kill a creature, and then another haste attacker, and your opponent's at 19. Tilt. Tilt, tilt, tilt.
Three in hand?
4. All the cards.
I'm going to play a Shatter Skull tapped.
Okay.
And actually, maybe I should hold off on that.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to do this. Yeah. I'm going to play a Robber of the Rich.
Okay.
And attack for... Let's just do 2 in case you have a Torbrin.
Okay.
I have 3 cards in hand.
Okay.
So
Nothing for you.
Take 2, and then I'll play a Shatter Skull.
I'm down to 15 to 19.
Yep, pass the turn.
Okay. Alrighty. This turn I actually don't think I want to give you the option because Kroxa does just seem very rough for me next turn. So I'm just going to attack for 2, and then we're going to Boulder Rush it and make it 4.
So I go to 15.
Yep. And then just cast a Bone Crusher and pass to you. I almost regretted it like immediately from attacking last turn. I was like, oh, I think that actually is just good, you getting a Kroxa, but no, I don't really want to face off against that next turn.
Okay, I will play a Liliana.
Okay.
And I will minus on the Bone Crusher Giant.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay. What is the plus on this?
Each player discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life.
Okay. So you're going to get Kroxa regardless now. I do have to just be prepared for that. Interesting draw. Let's just go with... I'll just attack you with these 2. I don't really care about the Liliana right now.
Okay, seems like an Ember Cleave.
What does that card do?
And I think my best block against Ember Cleave is this Robber on Champion. Corey wants to cleave the champion to save it, then I'm only going to take 4. If he wants to cleave the Phoenix to deal some damage, and he loses the champion.
Yeah, I'll cleave the Fervent Champion.
I'll take 4 total.
4. Yep.
I'm at 11.
Your go. Was a good block. I definitely wanted you to do the other option. My hand is quite awkward.
So is mine. I will plus Liliana.
Okay. So I think there's an honest case for any one of these cards right now. This one's not super aggressive, so I could get rid of that one. This one could be useful depending on what you play, and this card just can't be good right now. So yeah, we'll discard this.
Now I will escape Kroxa.
Okay.
I'm at 11.
And I'm at 15.
Yep.
Okay, and then for Kroxa, I'll discard this.
Discard robbers. 2 robbers gone. And do I want to attack with Mire Triton? Think I do.
I'm at 13.
Yeah, if you play some sort of haste creature, then you're not going to be able to move the Embercleave over, most likely.
Yeah. All right, done?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to close this game pretty quickly with the Croxa. Scared about what card Corey kept. A Crone War would basically end the game. So It's good that he hasn't just slammed that.
Yeah, it was not that.
Torbran would be really good, though the champion would still trade for the Croxa. Yeah, I would have to block.
So what I'm thinking is, you got one card?
2.
So if I have the possibility of dying, this could be 9, 10, 11. I'm at 13, so pretty unlikely that I actually just die. Oh, I could lose 3 life there. That's a little scary. Basically, I want to try to set up lethal next turn, if possible. But I don't know if I truly can do that. So maybe we should just try to be as conservative as possible here. Put you in a bit of a squeeze. All right. Yeah, the Liliana was not very threatening before, but it is starting to get a little threatening. So I think I need to deal with it. Maybe not. If you have like 2 removal spells and tick up Liliana, that would be 12, 13, 14. That would be lethal if I make the play I'm considering. This thing can't block anyway, so that's not really a great play. I think 2 removal spells I die to anyways. Is the conclusion I think I'm coming to here. So
Don't mind me, just reading my cards.
Just reading your 2 removal spells?
Just making sure I know what they do.
Sure. God, this is really tough. Sorry for the tank here. It's a big part. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's go with final answer. We're going to be a little conservative here. And attack Liliana. Play Robber and play Rimrock and pass to you.
Interesting.
I may or may not have been choosing between which Robber or the Rich to discard when I had 3 cards, so.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Does it? My other option here was I was going to re-equip Embercleave to this, attack you for 6, play Robber, and pass, leave this in the adventure zone. Then, if you had 2 removal spells, kill this, attack, I take 9, 10, 11, and then plus Liliana was 14, so I didn't want to put myself dead to that when you do have a lot of removal spells. But this might be too conservative, and I might lose because of it, so I'm not by any means saying that this was correct.
I will attack with Croxa and have you take 3.
10, and then don't think I want to be in chump block mode. I think I want to just try to top deck something to kill you. Because I can block next turn, take 3 from Croxa more than likely. Yeah, I'll take it.
Brings you to 4.
4.
Pass the turn.
Okay. No reason not to play this. Beginning combat.
Go for it.
For sure this can't block. 6. What if I do everything? I'm just theorizing here. So you get a nice block here with Mire Triton. Then if you kill this, you're only taking 4, 5, 6. So all you need is one removal spell to not die, which seems very easy. You know, your lands are removal spells on this stage. So this attack feels rough unless I hit something from your deck, which is reasonable. Really tough spot. Really tough spot. Can I see your hand before I make my final decision? That would help.
Right or left?
Right. Okay. All right. Now I know.
You want to do some palm right in?
Because if I don't attack with everything, I basically have to leave everything back. And that does not seem like a winning prospect against a Kroxa. Yeah, we're just going to try to get lucky. I'll attack, trigger. Okay, that's actually probably pretty good.
I will block so this would be 3, this is 4, that's 7, and this
is 4. It gets pumped with Fervent Champion.
Oh, so this is a 4, and this will be 4, 8, 10. I guess I will block here.
First strike damage.
So that's just this. Mm-hmm. So I'll take 2, go to 9.
Okay, before regular damage, so we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could present lethal, but I know you got to have something. So I'm going to...
My hand has 3 removal spells. We don't need to keep.
Okay. Thank you.
I needed to draw a third black source to be able to kill you last turn with double removal spell, and you're hogger mauling, but it's still fine.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Because no matter what, if I double pump, you kill this, kill me with Kroxa.
Yeah.
Or if I played Timuret,
untap, and then I have Bloodchief Thirst.
And it didn't even matter if I left stuff back. So a really complicated situation for me when it came to what's in your hand. There was no right answer, you know. Yeah. But if you did only have one removal spell, I think I was still dead, to be honest, because I can't double pump or you just kill one of those creatures. Or if I single pump and play Timuret, then you kill that creature. So I don't know. Maybe I put myself in still a bad spot.
I think you can attack with just Robber and Rimrock Knight. Mm-hmm. I also think you could have, on the previous turn, instead of playing the Rimrock Knight, play Robber the Rich and equip it. Though I did have removal.
Yeah.
But on that attack specifically, I think you're obviously attacking with Rimrock. If you just attack with Robber alongside of it, I block Robber, take 3, go to 8, mm-hmm. And then you get to hit something. You have Timuret. You would have hit. You have 3 blockers at that point, and
realistically, I probably should have just chumped Kroxa when I had the chance.
Yeah. But so you probably weren't going to die there, and there's some. Once I'm at 8, the just Rimrock plus Embercleave is lethal. Yeah, and I don't have a blocker left, so I think it gets interesting from there if I don't draw another black source to have all 3 removal spells. Yeah, I have access to all 3, especially because the Timuret's going to create another blocker, so it would have been a really good hit. So that was the one attack that I saw that I kind of liked. It was just Rimrock plus Robber.
Yeah, no, that seems pretty nice as well. So regardless, nice showing from Rakdos. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with sideboarding between these 2 decks. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here on Versus Live between Mono Red Aggro and Rakdos Midrange. From my end, I'm taking out Scorching Dragonfires. I don't really want to just be killing your Timuret tokens or Mire Tritons. I got Stomp for those, and that card is just way more efficient. We're going to bring in some of Crowan Wars. We saw what a big problem Kroxa was, and if I were able to just take it there, like you said, game on the spot. 1 extra escape creature as well. One card I was considering is Maze Mind Tomes, but I think this is really for the rogues matchups, just going long, just trying to kill their creatures, have Ox, have Tomes. I could see this being okay. I could also see Soul Guide Lantern, but I kind of feel these as like the same card. You know, like it's still good against the graveyard card you get. And if I draw this late game versus this late game, this is way better. So we're going to try that, but I'm a little unsure if my sideboarding was correct here.
Yeah, on my side, taking out the more aggressive elements of my deck in a matchup where I need to be a lot more controlling, bringing in a lot more interaction.
Yeah.
So Robber the Rich, Rankle coming out. I think these three on my left-hand side, Elspeth's Nightmare and Eliminate, are your premium sideboard cards in the matchup.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I have too many.
Nice.
Yeah, can't count. And the Duresses, I think, are fine. They get a lot better when you know a Crone War is around. So a nice piece of cheap interaction that can efficiently trade with one of Corey's best cards in the matchup. I'm choosing to bring in one Shredded Sails. It can stop an Embercleave and a Phoenix, which are two important cards to stop. And then just being able to cycle early means it has a pretty high floor, can fill your graveyard to get you to that Croxa, number that you need. So I think it's fine here, but certainly not, not something to write home about.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Rakdos deck definitely not built with mono red in mind. And that's one of the advantages of these decks. If they're not going to have a huge target on them, your opponents aren't going to have great sideboard options. They're going to be sideboarding on the fly, probably either going to have to bring in or leave in some mediocre cards. And that's an advantage that you get to wield across the board, essentially.
Yeah. And I mean, there's certain cards from me that are very good against you. Annex in particular, I think, is the card that I want the most. But outside of that, your removal lines up pretty well. Your creatures are really big. Your little creatures are very annoying, like Mire Triton. So it seems like this is a perfectly fine matchup for Rakdos. And just Rakdos in general up against creatures. That's what you want, You're
really hoping for a bit of a stumble. The Rakdos deck has some awkward mana, a little bit of a clunky curve sometimes.
Yeah.
In that game, I had Mire Triton into Liliana into something else into Croxa, which is a really solid curve. And that was enough. But yeah, I think Annex and I think Phoenix of Ash is another really good one. I don't have a lot of ways to exile it.
That is fair. Well, this is interesting. Doesn't feel great. Or like get rid of one land from this hand just being excellent. Seems like this could still just be a nice, good old-fashioned Corey keep, but I do think the fifth land is already kind of a mulligan, so I'm going to take a discipline mulligan. I do think Annex is that important that it's not bad, and if I were to top deck something to curve out and play on turn 2, but I literally have to draw it. So yeah, that's a little too risky, so we're going to ship that one.
Yeah, Corey would have kept that on the draw.
So
no, I think it's much worse on the draw.
So an observation made by Sir Eccles is that apparently, Corey, you look like Torbrand could be your father.
Torbrand could.
And so somebody came up with a new name for you as Cobrand Thane of Roanoke. So that's your name now.
Okay. Yeah, change that on there. I could see it. I think he's a little bit more Irish than I am. I'm very German, but we'll go with it. Absolutely. All right, do you got another question at all, Rob? What we should
as an actual question, yes. I can't remember who asked it earlier. I should have written that down. Sorry.
Okay.
But are you surprised that there's no spike field hazard in the mono red list? And do you feel that maybe that would fit, or is the one damage not enough and the tap land too slow?
Yeah, I think with the decline of the Omnath deck, obviously from being banned, Cobra is barely played, and that was like the only reason to play that. Otherwise, tap lands in mono red. That's the benefit of playing mono red is you don't have tap lands. So I totally agree with not seeing it.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of targets. Mire Triton, I guess, is one, but if you think, I guess Thieves Guild Enforcer out of the Rogues deck.
Yeah.
There is Edgewall Innkeeper. Honestly, I kind of like Spikefield Hatchling still, or Spikefield Hazard, not Spikefield Hatchling.
That card.
That was Spike Hatchling is the one I was thinking about.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's nothing great, but yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep, this is an interesting bottom here. Just with not having that many lands, Akum Hellhound really is a high variance card. Really good on one if you got for sure enough things to do in it. But I'd rather have a Fervent Champion, even if it hits not as hard next turn. It at least hits for one. So,
I'm at 19. I could start getting awkward. Play Temple of Malice.
Okay.
Try. We will put that to the bottom. That was about the last card we wanted to see.
Okay. All right. Well, our hand is quite hilarious. We're going to go with the Robber. I definitely have less cards. Bang. Won't be casting that for a while.
I'll take 3, go to 16.
Here you go.
I will duress you.
Got him. Got him. I have been just robbing the rich here. I've had 3 of them in each game.
I will blood cheat Thirst Robber.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Guess what I'm going to play? Take a guess. Ooh, that actually might have changed things.
Another fervent champion.
No, this Robber of the Rich is still better. Nice.
I will take 3, go to 13.
Here you go. No oxes for you.
Okay, that could end up being good. I'm going to play a Palaka Caverns.
Okay.
And a Mire Triton. I'll go to 15.
That's quite good.
Nothing of note.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Draw. All right. Pair up. Trigger these. 1, a 2. Okay.
I'll block a robber and take 6. I go to 9.
Here we go. Doing our mono red thing. Now we got some options for our rogues if they ever connect again.
Let's play another Palaka Caverns.
Okay.
And a Timurit Calls the Dead.
Okay.
Exile one of these Mire Tritons and get a zombie.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
A Zombonarino. Okay. Now the question, do I want to put Robber the Rich in harm's way? And I think I do. Trigger if you still got 3 cards at least. Ooh, hold.
Where does this go?
I would imagine it goes to my adventure zone, but I'm not going to cast it anyways.
Okay, I will block.
Because I got an Embercleave! I've been drawing nicely.
So I'm going to go to 1.
Yep. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, down to 1. Your go.
And I think we're probably dead.
Yeah. I drew pretty well off the top there with this hand.
Croxa instead of milling it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I have a removal spell.
Can't beat this, though.
Yeah, I can't beat the Phoenix 2. I had Shatter Skull, but didn't have second red.
Yep.
I had these EDB tapped lands. I think without if you just go Phoenix attack there, I think I've got a shot because then I end up at 5. I get to I get to make another zombie, and Hagra Mauling. I guess it's still going to be tough.
Yeah, because you'd still have to chump a Fervent Champion, right?
Like I could take 4, go to 1, then gain a life, go to 2 on my turn, and after Hagra Mauling the Phoenix.
Yeah.
But then you've got whatever card you drew in hand. If it's a land, you get to escape the Phoenix.
And I don't think I was going to attack with Robber the Rich if I played Phoenix. Yeah. So just to get that value later, maybe get a smashing or whatever, not like the cards were that great, but if I ever got to 5, playing an Ox off my rogue attack there would have been pretty sweet. So
yeah, that was just a
good efficient draw on the play. A lot better than my 5 land Annex Embercleave. Turns out mulliganing sometimes, I guess, is good. I'm not a fan, but yeah.
Yeah. And the decision to keep Fervent Champion over a Coom Hellhound certainly the correct one there and really paid off.
Yep. I think Hellhound is just barely good enough to even be in the deck. Like that's a card that I bet gets sided out a decent amount too.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, game 3.
All right, you'll be on the play. And then we got our sweetest match for last, kind of the decks that we're leaning on, I would say, but still plenty of time to tell.
Yeah, and I've got a solid one.
Yeah, mine's okay too.
I'll lead on the Temple.
Okay.
And I will keep that one for sure.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I just talked so much trash about it, but let's see if it's good. Here you go.
Well, I have a Mire Triton, so
it
doesn't seem like it's going to be great. I'll go to 22.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, let's put you back down to 20. Stomp that.
Yep.
Your go.
And gonna end with me taking a little bit more damage, but I think just getting the Timuret Calls the Dead out is super important.
Yeah, seems smart.
So hit a Croxa.
Dang
That's
it.
great. Make a zombie. Pass the turn.
Yeah. Oh, Croxa. Card's so annoying. Okay, landfall trigger. Now we got a couple options here. Bone Crusher still just seems like it's the best on surface value here. It's not good against Croxa, which is a problem, but outside of that, yeah, so we'll start with an attack.
I'll go to 18.
Okay, and yeah, I'm just going to play Bone Crusher. Okay. Pass to you.
Draw another mill with the Timuret.
And no matter what, you can do your thing. Yeah, that's brutal.
Get a second zombie.
Okay. No red source, no red source, no red source.
Now I've got a lot of options.
Options?
The question really becomes whether or not Corey has the Akroan War and a fourth land.
Okay.
Because that would be pretty rough.
Fair.
And I think I can effectively play around it. So let's Fable Passage for a mountain.
Okay.
And play Palaka Predation and see what's up in your hand.
Dang it. I did have it.
I will take the Akroan War.
Okay. My hand's still good.
Actually, knowing about Embercleave also helps.
Yep.
Because that means I do not want to let you attack with both creatures. And so I will Bloodchief's Thirst the Akroan Hellhound, which was not a guarantee. Not necessarily something I wanted to do. And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. Good play. If you Croxed there, you were dead. So disciplined play. So now I have an option. I could Shatter Skull Smashing one of these tokens so I can get through with Bone Crusher, or just get Phoenix down and try to, I don't know, get some more value out of it. Not great regardless. I don't think I just want to attack into those, but then again, they gain you life, right?
I do gain life for each zombie I control on the third chapter.
Okay.
There is some merit to getting the Justin Parnells off the battlefield.
Boo. Can you take your turn back and just play Croxa, please? Things look a lot better when you just did that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Phoenix and just attack you for 2.
I go to 16.
Your go.
Okay, so I draw, then chapter 3 happens, I go back up to 18, I scry 2.
Yep.
And do I like that one? I think I do, actually.
Okay.
So I'll leave them both on top.
Okay. That's terrifying.
I will Croxy you.
Okay, I think we'll just get rid of the smashing. Kind of cool with the double face cards, getting rid of a land that doesn't actually deal you damage.
So that's 5. Want to leave creatures in my graveyard as much as possible for future Timuret Calls the Deads. And then I will play this Shatter Skull tapped.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right.
Oh, that's wrong. I wanted to bottom this.
Okay. I will play my land and attack with both.
Interesting.
Not a great spot regardless, but doing what we can.
I am inclined to give up the attack next turn, I think, to not take a bajillion damage. So I guess I have 3 options. Well, I guess maybe 4. I can...
A lot of options.
Yeah. I can chump block and just have you Embercleave here and I soak up 2 damage. That's going to deal 12. and so -2 is 10. That'll put me to 8. If you have a land on the top, then you can equip Pump, and that's 10. And if you do that, I'm going to get to attack. Have you discard that? Let's say it's a spell, so you go to 14, and then 12. And then the next turn, I am... That's assuming you have a land on top, and then I'll have lethal exactly. I'll have 1 over. So that seems good. So based on the math I've done with how the next couple turns are going to play out, I need to keep a zombie in play to make sure I can kill you in 2 attacks if this is a spell. If that is a land, then I don't. And I think I will try to play that way. So I'm just going to chump the Bone Crusher.
All right. I will do this. I'll fall for the bait.
So I take 10. I go to 8.
Yep, 10 and pass to you. This card is almost assuredly going to the graveyard.
Oh, wait. But then the Bone Crusher is staying around. But that... I don't know why I forgot that was going to happen.
You think Justin Parnell just takes down
yeah.
the old Bone Crusher?
Yeah, and that's actually really awkward because with you at 8, this could be 6. So if I have a removal spell for this, which I do, I'm going to be at 6 and exactly die.
Okay.
Okay, I think I have to play this slow then.
Okay.
Let's just block the Bone Crusher with Kroxa.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, that seems worse for me. So
this will be...
Take 6.
6, yeah, so I'm going to be at 12.
Okay. And this is dead and past you. Yeah, with being able to exile it back, I think that's a perfectly fine play.
Oh, no, but I was going to gain... I was going to gain 2 life. I've just bungled this game a lot.
Okay.
Attack for 4.
16.
I will replay Kroxa, or re-escape Kroxa.
Guess best possible to discard, but still feel pretty behind.
And then I guess I should have played Mire Triton first.
Yep.
Let's imagine I did that. And then I get to keep Ox and Kroxa in my graveyard.
Okay.
So I'm at 14.
Okay.
You're at 16. Pass the turn.
Now I feel basically dead.
So Quarry Drill land. This is still not lethal. This is 15.
So I think my only hope is just equip, attack, get my 6 points in. Hope to maybe kill you next turn. This runs afoul to just you being able to kill it, which Rakdos having removal, not very often. But I don't think I have another option here. I could just escape Phoenix of Ash and attack for 5, put you to 9, and then re-equip or equip Embercleave. That doesn't seem heinous. So this is 6 or this is 5. So 1 less damage, but I kind of get that sweet value. No, because then I have to use 4 mana. Yeah, I think I really have one option. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
It's 1 short of lethal.
Yeah, all right. We'll attack for 6.
I'll go to 8.
Okay, and pass to you.
So you clearly have a spell in hand. You would have played a land. I'll attack with all of my creatures.
Okay, trigger on the stack. I'll stomp Mire Triton.
It's a pretty good one. So you take 13 total?
Yep, down to 3.
3.
I guess Kroxa still kills me, but...
And... pass the turn.
Okay.
And yeah, even the Akroan War is not going to be good enough here.
Yeah, I just have no choice but to try to pump and then die to that again. Yep, removal spell, when you kind of have to go for it for mono red. And it was really just if you had Kroxa, then you're able to sit back and kill things. But if you didn't, then you have no pressure and I can get you at the long game. So Kroxa does seem insanely important. Maybe I had to respect it more in sideboarding and just bring in like all the things to deal with it. And then maybe just your deck doesn't function at high enough.
Just doesn't have the closing speed at that point.
Yeah,
it's Kroxa
exactly.
and Ox that really close the game for this deck. You're not killing people with zombie tokens and Mire Tritons.
Yeah, but hey, close games. Now we do get to play for the marbles for the next round. We are slightly behind, so we are just going to head to the next round where I think we got the 2 decks that we're considering. You know, I mean, I'm considering Gruul as well, but I'm going to be playing Esper Doom, a list that I've tweaked. I've been kind of championing this deck for a while as something I really loved, but, you know, we were saying Yorian's not great right now, and it does have problems, but hopefully the changes I've made have helped it a little bit.
And I'm going to be playing the deck that I wrote about this week in my article, which is live right now on StarCityGames.com. This is Selesnya Adventures. The deck that Kenji Igashira played in the split last weekend for the Rivals League did very well, went 8-3. Allie Warfield's been making up her matches this week. I'm not sure how that one went. That would have been his 12th match.
Oh, yep, sure.
So maybe 8-4, maybe 9-3, depending upon how that matchup went. But this is, you know, that same green base for adventure decks, but with a lot of white adventure creatures, all the good white removal. To me, it's everything Golgari Adventures wanted to be.
I like it. Yeah, white removal, the Skyclave Apparitions, and ECDs are much better than Murderous Rider and stuff like that. So I'm totally in with you. Okay, we are going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with our final round here on Versus Live.